My son's name is Brandon Young. Current age is 8, and he attends Talbot County Moton Building in Easton, Maryland. My name is Renetta Reed. Brandon, positive things about Brandon are he loves math. He loves to be in school at all times, and his challenges is self to self. That's keeping his hands to himself or walking in hallways. I would support a bill like this because, again, even though you're missing those 4 hours of work, it wouldn't be held against you of having the hardship of losing your job or thinking you're going to lose your job because you want your child to have an education. We shouldn't have to choose between our work and our children's education. I think that's just not a choice.
My name is Michelle McKnight, and I'm living in Baltimore County, Pikesville, Maryland. My son's name is Makai McKnight, and he's 5 years old, and he goes to cross country, elementary, and middle. My son is a very affectionate, lovable 5-year-old. He is hardworking in school, very smart. He loves his friends and his teachers. He's struggling with his ADHD at the moment, more so controlling his aggressive behaviors in school, and is disrupting his instructional time. Well, I started working for my employer in July of 2011, and you're automatically put on 6 months probation when you start out being an LPN. So at that time, I gave them some dates that I knew I had to take care of for Makai as far as registering him for school in the first day of school. And those were fine, but I didn't anticipate Makai having many problems transitioning to kindergarten. So when the phone call started, I received verbal warnings for constantly being on my cell phone. Makai's school would call up to 9 times a day to give me updates on his behavior or any situations that arise. They were calling me up to 9 times a day. So I received verbal warnings from my employer, which went into my permanent work record with them. And at one point, Makai had fallen out of his chair at school and busted his head open. He had to get rushed to the hospital. And I told my employer this, and they gave me the choice that you can go to your child and attend to him, but you will receive an occurrence for leaving work early, and it's unscheduled. So I had to make other arrangements for my mom to come down from Reisterstown, Maryland, to take Makai to the hospital to get staples in his head. After that, before I can even get to my 6 months evaluation, they terminated my employment, just stating that it was not a good match. They didn't give me specific reasons. They said that it was just not a good match, and I've had 2 occurrences, and this was their policy. So at these IEP meetings, it's good for these people to get an understanding of the Makai that I know at home, as well as for them to inform me of what happens in school, because prior to me starting this IEP process with Makai, I was shocked to hear of some of the things he did in school. He was a totally different child here at home. We both have to come together and learn both parts of Makai so that we can combine them into one great person.
Hi, my name is Kimberly Ann Chadwell. I am an Anne Arundel County, Maryland resident. I am a registered voter, have been since I was 18. My son currently goes to the Hannah Moore School in Cape St. Clair, Maryland. He went to Chesapeake Bay Middle School and then Revere Beach Elementary School. I have been terminated from 3 different jobs in the healthcare field since 2004. This is my son Kevin and his best friend Max. This is him now. He's 6'1". He's 14 years old. And he does everything to do with computers and his Xbox 360. I support the House Bill 567 and Senate Bill 329. I support those bills because I think that it helps parents like me that are in my position where both parents have to work to be able to support a moderate income family. And FMLA, when you have 2 children, they get sick. I recently was diagnosed with cancer, and I used my FMLA leave just for the cancer alone. And it's hard to, when you work in a medical field, most hospitals have their schedule out by the month. So if I get a notice of an IEP meeting and they give me their 10 or 12 day grace period, or however it is set right now for whatever county you live in, I can't change that. I can try to find a coworker to work for me, but the chances of me finding somebody else to work for me 4 times a year or more is almost impossible. Or calling out. And when you've called out, even if you bring the minutes from the IEP meeting, they don't want to hear that. They need somebody there to do that job, and they don't want to hear that you have to go to a meeting because to them it's not important.